is Buhay Parang Life, where we discuss issues about this thing called life. Thank you, my dear viewers, for tuning into this episode. I invite you to please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. Buhay Parang Life is part of Faith Watch TV, and we have an app. So I highly recommend that you download the Faith Watch app on your mobile device. Do we control our emotions, or do we allow our emotions to control us? To talk to us today about this thing called emotional quotient, emotional intelligence, is a global EQ consultant. She is an HR practitioner, licensed and certified EQ trainer. My pleasure to have with us in this program today, Ms. Ging Igual. Hi, Ging.
Hi, good afternoon. Magandang araw, Rita. Magandang araw to everyone listening.
Thank you, Ging.
Yes,
we are blessed today. We have an internationally certified EQ trainer. Ging, kasi minsan, ang mga tayo, parang we are focused on IQ. Kailangan mataas, ang talino, intellect. Ano ba ang EQ? When you say EQ, ano yan?
Okay, so tama yan, no? Ever since kasi nung maliit pa tayo, Reeds, no? And everyone who's listening to us, siguro nakafocus talaga sa IQ kasi kailangan honor student ka, di ba? Kailangan dean's lister ka. Alam mo yon, yung masyado tayong very competitive, no? Very competitive ang face. But you know, psychologists or, you know, neuroscientists, they realized na there is a difference between those who are successful, no? And one of the factors na nakita nila is the component of using emotions that will benefit you. And then, of course, this was a term coined, no, emotional intelligence. It was coined because we make use of our intelligence to drive emotions to our favor. So especially kasi kung happy ka, hindi mo naman kailangan i-manage ang emotions mo, 'di ba? Kaya lang tama ba, Ritz, 'di ba? Kaya lang, you know, the world is so full of complexities, 'di ba? Nasa-stress tayo, kung minsan na-frustrate ka o kung minsan bigla ka na lang nagagalit, all these are emotions. And we need to really manage them in a way na makakatulong sa atin. And that's why the need to push the competency known as emotional intelligence. Alam mo kung bakit, Ritz? Kasi ang laki ng impact into our behavior. You know, the way we think may impact sa ating emotions. And ang emotions natin will propel us to act. Akala natin kasi it's our thinking that will make us act. Di ba? Yes. Kaya kailangan magaling ka mag-isip para magaling ang action mo.
Kailangan matalino ka.
Kailangan matalino ka. Kailangan may PhD ka. Kailangan may MBA ka. Yung ganyang concept. Which hindi mali, hindi mali. However, you also have to consider that sensitive component, Reads, between your thinking and your acting, which is the feeling part. Kasi like for example ko lang to all the audience, no, na nakikinig sa atin ngayon, pag nakikinig kayo sa programa, no, and then may nag-text sa'yo or may nagbigay, may message sa social media or what, no, and you look at that phone, it's not because you looked at that phone that will propel you to stand up, diba? It's the message on that phone that will elicit a certain kind of emotion that will propel you to stand up or you lose focus on our show, 'di ba? So ganun yun.
Now, yung emotions natin actually influence our behavior and our actions.
A lot talaga. So it's not the thinking. It's not the thinking that will make you act. It's actually the feeling part that comes from your thinking. And that's why, you know, baseline is always a mindset. It's a mind shift. Kumbaga, di ba, palagi nila nasasabi, kailangan maging positive ka. Kasi nga, positive thoughts, positive emotions, positive actions. Ganyan, Ritz. That's why very important ang emotional intelligence. You know how to understand and manage your emotions. Hindi lang sa'yo at emotions din ng iba. So example, no, pag galit, example na, yung kasawa mo or yung kasamahan mo sa bahay or office mate mo, pag galit, kailangan ka bang magalit? Yan ngayon, mag-iisip ka, di
You are
ba?
saying, Ging, yung mga emotions natin, it actually impacts our life, professional, work life, home
Definitely.
life. Ano ang impact?
Everything.
Everything.
Absolutely, Ritz. Kaya nga, hindi kasi madalas napapag-usapan ang emotions.
Right.
Madalas kasi label conscious na kailangan ganito ang posisyon mo, kailangan ganito ang standing mo
Yes,
sa buhay,
yes.
you know. But the passion that I have na binibigyan mo ako ngayon ng pagkakataon to share this with our viewers is the fact that, you know, it's not everything comes from our emotions, 'di ba? From our thinking, from our emotions, 'di ba? So we need to manage these emotions. We need to catch
As
catch the
an HR,
emotions.
as an
Oo.
HR practitioner, Ging, can
Mm-mm.
you give us specific examples wherein magulo sa office or hindi na-hit yung bottom line just because the
Oo.
person fails or a leader?
Oh,
Or the
yes.
boss, ganyan ba? Kasi hindi
Yes.
ba, in the traditional thinking, parang walang place yung emotion sa workplace eh. Pero can you really parang separate your emotions from professional ako ngayon, hindi ako dapat may nararamdaman? Possible ba yun?
Oo, pwede talaga. Pero mag-uumpisa talaga tayo rin sa awareness that you can actually manage, that you can actually understand these emotions that come into play. No? So sabi mo nga, magbigay tayo ng isang example. So, you know, a salesperson, example, a
Mhm.
salesperson, no? Syempre, ang salespeople, sila yung bringing home the bacon. Diba? No? Alright, no? But madalas na sila, it's sales driven, kailangan contract, kailangan they reach their targets, 'di ba? And all, no? So, syempre
Right.
pag naging star, ano ka na, naging star salesperson ka na, promote ka ngayon. Pag na-promote ka ngayon, syempre there will be people under you. Tama?
Right. Oo.
Human skills very important. Ito naman yung human skills, no? How you motivate them, how you engage them, or how you create an environment for them to be motivated. So, ngayon, ito na. Ang energies of the leader comes into play. Kailangan yung energy mo very positive din for them to be motivated. Kasi tingnan mo ha, pag may boss ka nakapasok sa bahay or pumasok sa opisina nakangiti, anong effect to the others?
So in your
Right?
practice in HR work, you really parang you have concluded na yung emotions ng mga boss, ng mga leaders affect the emotions of the people under him.
Oh, yes.
And their performance.
Ang laki ng impact rates, no? But I must say that also na hindi lahat ng HR practitioners are very much aware of this kasi nga the language of business is metrics.
Right.
Kailangan
Bottom
bottom
line,
line
di ba?
ka.
Numbers,
Oo.
numbers.
'Di ba kailangan bottom line. Kaya lang isipin mo naman, ano ba talaga itong ano yung bottom line? Saan nanggagaling 'yan? You know, ang bottom line nanggagaling 'yan from the actions of people. Tama? So ano yung performance nila? Saan nanggagaling yung actions? From the feeling part. That's why we talk about
The
employee
feeling.
engagement.
Oh,
'Diba? Yung engagement, kailangan engage sila. Ano ba talagang engagement? Kailangan, you know, it's engagement is how the employer has captured the hearts and the minds of its people. Hindi lang pwede ng mind. Kailangan may puso. Kasi kung may puso at may utak dyan together, like, you know, appreciating them is one. Tama? No? Giving them attention, giving them encouragement. These are very soft. Very soft ito, very human, no? Yan.
you mentioned the heart. Sabi mo dapat may puso. Yung
Oo.
leader that uses a lot of heart,
Oo.
hindi ba yan nasasabihan na mahina?
Okay, alam mo, madalas sinasabi nila na kung heart, heart, heart lang, no? Mahina. But you know, based on the research that we've had conducted, Ritz, no? Alam mo, we actually have two brains, no? Yung two
The left
brains
and the right?
natin.
Tama ba?
No, hindi nga siya eh. The feeling brain
Oh,
and the thinking brain.
okay.
Okay? All right. No? So the thinking brain, ito siya, this is the part of your neocortex. I don't want to get into the science of the brain, no? Pero we have the thinking brain and
Okay.
we have the feeling brain na nandun naman siya sa limbic system. Okay, no? So the head is a gift for us to know. In short, yung head natin, no, yung thinking brain is a gift for us to know. The heart is a gift for us to love. And they have to work together, and they need to work together kasi you are not dealing with animals. You are dealing with people. Tama? And may puso lahat ng tao. Alam mo, isang ngiti lang, laki na ng effect niya, ng energies. Tama ba? Isang appreciation lang. Ang laki na ng effect sa productivity. And sa HR, yun yung tinatawag nating engagement. No? Or in the corporate world, yun yung tinatawag nating employee engagement. Kahit sa bahay, Ritz, no? When you get out of your room, nakasmile ka, alam mo, energies ng bahay mo becomes more cheerful. Tama ba? Pero pag bugnutin ka, laki din ang effect to everyone.
I agree. So undeniably, we all need to develop or to increase our emotional quotient.
Oh, yes.
So what are the skills? How do we reach that level na, anong tawag doon? Mataas na ang EQ mo or you are emotionally mature.
Alright, no? Alam mo, number one, it starts talaga with awareness na alam na you know, that kaya pala natin i-manage ang emotions natin. Ritz, kaya pala natin i-catch especially yung mga negative emotions, no? Like worrying too much. Alam mo, pag worry ka lang. Alam mo, worrying is not bad because it gives us signals, no? Pero pag nag-worry ka too much, yun na yung naging bad kasi sayang lang yung oras mo.
So yung awareness thing is dapat alam mo that you are worrying too much. So how do you know? Kasi yung some people would say, hindi, natural lang sa akin.
Natural.
I worry.
But, okay, no?
You know when too much is too much?
Okay. When you realize that it curtails you, nagsa-stop na yung mga, you're not being productive anymore. In short, na yung energies na ano ba yun? It pulls you down. Like, okay, as I said, worrying is not bad, no? But if you worry too much, then there are so many things na dapat ginagawa natin everyday na hindi na nangyayari. Tama? That's one. Another emotion na kailangan talaga natin i-catch at kailangan talaga natin i-manage, Ritz, yung anger. Yung palagi ka lang galit. Diba?
Sa social media, maraming ganyan eh.
Oo, tama ba?
Pero diba yung iba sabi nila, righteous anger. Even Christ was angry. Dapat lang magalit ako. Talaga naman nakakagalit-galit itong sitwasyon na to.
Tama, pero isipin mo rin, ano ba ang reason kung bakit ka nagagalit? Diba? Ano ba yung reason? Oo, lahat naman tayo may reason eh. We will always justify it, Ritz, no? Na there's always a reason. But at the end of the day, tanungin mo yung sarili mo, nakatulong ba sa akin? Nagalit ako buong araw? Diba?
Dapat aware ka na yung galit o yung worry mo, hindi na tama. It is already the one that is so parang ruling your life. Tama ba?
Yeah, and it's affecting your well-being. Alam mo yan, yung kabuuan ng pagkatao mo, it's already affecting. And it's not just affecting you, Ritz. It's also affecting the people around you.
Okay, so ano ang mga red flags that it is already affecting your well-being and the people around you?
When you get more stressed because there's so many things na kailangan gagawin mo at hindi mo na nagagawa. Ang relationships mo, they go haywire. Ang dami mo ng kaaway, you know? Ang dami mo ng, and even yourself, even yung relationship mo sa sarili mo, hindi mo na ikinatutuwa ang sarili mo. Meaning, alam mo yung, you justify things, ganito ako, kailangan i-accept nila ako. Right? No?
Yan, ganito ako galit ako
Galit ako pero ang tanong natin, nakakatulong ba talaga sa akin kung palagi akong galit? Kasi hindi ko naman sinasabi, Ritz, no, na wag tayong magalit. So, balikan ko lang yung 4 basic emotions natin, Ritz, no? Okay, first is anger, tama? Galit, no? So, yung may anger of the past, ito yung tinatawag nating mga hugot. Ayan, mga resentments na bigla-bigla na lang. Alam mo yon?
Mga malalim ang hugot.
Correct. Galit ka, tapos na. Galit ka pa rin 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or 15 years ago. And it's there in your heart. You carry it with you. Diba? And if you really look at it, kung tatanungin ko kayo, nakakatulong ba? Nabitbit nyo yan lahat na hugot? The answer is always no. Tama, no? Okay, pangalawang emotion naman natin is fear, di ba? So fear of the past is about trauma, di ba? May traumatic experience tayo. Fear of the future is worrying too much, no? Anong mangyayari after this pandemic? Anong mangyayari after this election? Yung ganyan, no? All these things, no? That's fear. The third is about sadness, no? Yung sad ka, no? So sadness of the past would be about regrets, no? Ay sana ito na lang yung ginawa ko, sana nung nasa hospital siya, nag-text na ako, sana pinuntahan ko.
Regrets.
Yan,
Kaya nalulungkot
regrets.
ka.
Oo, diba? Oo. And may sadness din of the future, it's called hopelessness. Example, no? May kakilala tayo na um, may cancer, nasa hospital, no? So we pray for that person. So we feel sad about the family of the person, no? If you look at it from the human side lang, no? Na
Yes.
we feel sad na anytime he can go, right? No? And the last emotion, na basic emotion is happy. Alright,
Oo
being
naman,
happy.
meron namang positive emotion.
Of course, right? So, Ritz, can you imagine 4 basic emotions? Ito ha, out of the 4, ilan ang potentially can be destructive? Tanungin kita.
No. Parang
3.
majority.
Can you imagine 75% of how we feel every day can potentially be destructive kung hindi natin nakakatch at hindi natin na manage. So hindi ko sinasabi na hindi tayo magalit, hindi tayo mag-worry, hindi tayo maging sad kasi these are human emotions or palagi tayong happy kasi hindi naman always. Ano? Ang sinasabi ko lang is when you don't stay long. Huwag kang magstay long being angry or don't stay long worrying or don't stay long being sad or grieving, no? Kasi nga, ang nangyayari sa atin by force of habit, palagi ka na lang galit. So, default by your brain tells you, kailangan ka magalit. So, galit ka na.
Default mo, galit ka.
Default ka na galit, di ba? So, that's why you form the habits of being angry, of worrying, no? But with the sense of awareness, balikan ko lang, Ritz, na yung sense of awareness, kaya ko pala ito i-move. And that's why you can always move your habits. You can always change your vice into virtues. Yes. And these are all governed by how we think and how we behave, no? So, etong sense of awareness na to is like, pag palagi kang galit, pag palagi kang nagwo-worry, palagi kang nasasad, do you know, Ritz, na affected din yung buong katawan mo? Diba?
Sabi nga nila, kailangan, di ba may nga laughter therapy nga daw para
yes. Kasi it ups your serotonin, yung mga happy hormones natin, no? So kung palagi tayong nasa-stress, edi syempre, andyan naman yung cortisol natin, 'di ba? Na mga hormones and emotions, they are produced in our brains and in our bodies. And these are chemicals that carry information all throughout our body. Sabi nga nila Rita, 'di ba? Parang the health of a person is not dictated by what he eats, but what's eating him up.
Naku, maganda yan
Oh, di ba rin?
Not by what he eats. So, pwede na tayong kumain. At basta, importante, happy.
Ang importante,
mas malaki yung factor, no? Yung
malaki.
Positive feelings.
Of course, Ritz. And that's why, hinahangad natin lahat ng tao. Alam mo, lahat ng mga nakikinig sa atin, alam ko naman na hinahangad natin na magiging peaceful tayo. Di ba? Peaceful. Peaceful in your relationship first and foremost with yourself. Relationship with others, people around you. Relationship with your work. And definitely, relationship with the Lord. Diba? Kasali talaga siya. Kasi yun yung spiritual aspect ng ating well-being, Ritz. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, ano yung warning sign? Pag ang well-being mo, palagi kang nasa-stress, hindi mo na alam what to do, hindi ka na as productive, hindi mo na marunong i-motivate ang sarili mo, lahat ng tao may kasalanan, lahat na lang ng mundo, parang ang bigat-bigat.
Galit ka sa mundo.
Galit ka sa mundo. So when that happens, mabigat din magbigat ang pakiramdam. Anong pakiramdam? Yun na yun, yung feelings natin, yung mga emotions natin.
Right.
Ritz. Oo, that's why it's very, very important and we teach people, no, na i-manage natin, no? I-manage natin. Kailangan ba talaga ako mag-worry? Oh, sige, mag-worry ka, pero siguro mga 1 hour lang. Huwag ka naman mag-worry ng 8 hours.
Put a time frame. So that
Put a
is one
time
of the skills
frame.
in, being emotionally intelligent na kailangan may time frame ka sa mga negative feelings na nararamdaman.
Yes. Kasi, if we dwell something on things especially that we cannot control, binanggit mo kanina, Rita, social media. O, di ba? That's what we call digital detox. Kailangan
Digital detox.
detox. Oo, you have to put a space between technology and you, no? And para alam mo, just you try it. Ang yung nakikinig sa atin, yung mga followers natin, 'di ba, Rich, no? I-try nyo lang na kahit 1 hour lang muna. Yung iba, hindi na mapakali kasi kailangan katabi yung cellphone, di ba?
Kailangan laging updated sa mga post ng mga tropa.
Updated. Ngayon, ang tanong, nakakatulong ba sa atin o hindi? So, overarching question palagi natin, Reads, is pag nag-social media ako, okay, pag open mo ng Facebook, tuloy-tuloy ka, tuloy-tuloy, no? Hindi mo na malayan, 2 oras ka na dyan. Tama ba? So, it all boils down actually, Reads, to self-discipline. It all boils down to self-management. Oo, to self-management, how you manage yourself. Kasi nga, marami namang tao around us, hindi naman natin mamamanage, no? But we can always manage how we would respond to them. Wag lang tayo react ng react. Magre-respond din tayo sa kanya. Example, yung asawa ko, pagalit kasi may nawawala yung registration ng kotse this morning. Alam mo yun, nagtataranta na siya and he has a meeting, no? So I was just looking at him and of course, pinagdadasal ko na sana St. Anthony makita niya, no? And then I told him, sabi ko, Dad, ano na lang, mamayang hapon, pagbalik mo, hanapin na lang natin, ha? Yung ganyan. So he left. Kasi if he is, kung nandyan lang yan sa state na nagagalit, alam mo, it's what we call cascades of our brain, Ritz, na one after the other, yung thought cascades, yung one after the other, tuloy-tuloy. So kung negative thought, another negative thought, dumadami, ang emotions mo ngayon lalong nagiging intense. So the more you dwell on one negative thing, dumadami.
So parang silang nanganganak, yung
Ay,
one thought leads to another. So how do you, ano pang skills ang kailangan natin? Self-awareness?
Oo. Importante is you practice the pause. Practice the pause. Okay, no? So, naririnig natin yan, no? Ngayon, ang sasabihin nila, bakit ako mag-stop? Gusto ko ngang magalit. Diba, no? Pero ang tanungin ko naman,
gusto magalit?
Oo. Parang gusto ko ging magalit. Bakit hindi ako pwede? Pwede ka namang magalit, but be ready to face the consequence, no? Example, pag nagagalit ka sa anak mo, 'di ba, no? After a while, ikaw naman din yung nagigilty. O ayan, another emotion. Nare-regret mo rin ang nasasabi mo, another emotion, no? And then ultimately, ikaw lang naman din ang lalapit, and all this, no? So that's why we need to manage our emotions. So first tip na sasabihin ko talaga, Ritz, is practice the pause, Para siyang traffic light. Kung iisipin mo, kung stop, kung yield, and kung go. Hindi yung red light, no? Red, that's the color of fire, that's the color of anger. Pag galit ka, stop ka talaga. Huwag kang dumiretso kasi pag nag-go ka, anong mangyayari? Baka magbanggaan kayo. You'll have accidents. You know what I mean?
It's similar to parang you imagine what will happen if you stay angry. Exactly. Parang i-imagine mo yung mangyayari.
Nai-imagine mo, yes. Yun yung sense of awareness, Ritz, na kailangan, okay, I will express my anger because anger is not bad, no? But you express it, sana, kung kaya mo pa idisiplina ang sarili mo, na you put a space muna, wag ka agad-agad kasi ang intensity nun masyadong malakas pa.
Wag agad-agad. So,
wag agad-agad.
How do you, parang stop na, parang how do you, parang wag muna.
Wag muna, no? So that means you're practicing the pause, no? So ang emotions kasi natin are also energies, No? Energies yan. And ang energies natin, bumababa din yan as the minutes go by. No? As the minutes go by. Pero bumababa lang yan kung conscious ka. At you also do things na bumaba siya. Kasi kung iisipin mo yung galit ka at lalo mong iniisip yung galit mo sa kanya, ito na yun, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung yung thinking cascades na dumadami at dumadami. So lalo kang naiinis. So what do we do? Pause, no? That's one. And then ito yon, because this is faith watch, no? Dasal. You pray. Yeah, you pray. You pray, Lord, give me the strength. Pwede mo naman say, Lord, give me the strength. Oh, Lord, give me the strength. Kasi galit ka pa eh. But, find activities that will bring down the intensity. So, lumabas ka muna sa garden, kahit maliit na garden mo, tumingin ka muna para lang yung energy mo maba. Ritz, no? Yan. So, that's one. Second is, of course, you think of the positive things that will happen in your life if you're not angry or if you don't worry too much. Tama ba, no? Yan. Oo.
Yung mga magagandang nangyayari.
Oo, lahat.
Yung minsan focus tayo sa negatives.
Correct. Oo. And I have to tell you this because that's what sells. Ang social media, like of course pasalamat tayo that we have Faith Watch, we have other may mga programs tayo that really focuses on being positive, no? But most of the time siguro sabihin na natin kahit 95%, no? Kung ano yung bago, kailangan ikaw yung nauuna, ibigay mo rin yung mga, you know what I mean, no?
Ayun.
Why?
Oo, parang nagkakaroon ng envy minsan sa nakikita mo sa ibang tao in social media. So how do you manage that?
How do you manage that? All right, no?
Din yun, no? Feelings din yun, no?
Feelings talaga. Super. Everything is ruled. Everything is ruled, but we don't talk about emotions. That's why, from time to time, there are research and we share it with CEOs, no? Sa mga may-ari ng mga kumpanya na you also have to get into training. Ito-train natin ang mga tao natin to elevate their level of emotional intelligence at hindi lang yung intelligence quotient or yung IQ, no? Kasi ang laki ng impact nito into bottom line. Ang laki ng impact into productivity. Ang laki ng impact into engagement, no? And it's not just about being good or feeling well. It's also a competency of choosing what words to say. Alam mo yan?
Mahabang training yan.
Mahabang training. But then at least may sense of awareness. No? Kung magbigay tayo ng sense of awareness rates, magkakaroon na sila ng intensyon. Oo, sige, pwede ko tong balik-balikan yung being impatient ko. Yan, no? So when there is an intention, you already put attention. When after the intention,
there is an intention, there is already attention.
You can put attention to it if there is an intention to change, no? Okay. So there is intention, there is attention, and ultimately correction. So that is where your self-discipline comes, no? Na, oops, sabi, naalala ko, hindi kailangan ako magalit. So, you grow. You grow in patience, you grow in understanding, and this is where our interior life comes in, 'di ba? Ito 'yon, yung pagkatao na natin kasi ang experience ng tao sa atin is not how you look. It's not your degree. It's not the school where kung saan ka galing or kung saan ka nakatira, hindi. Ang experience ng tao sa atin ay kung paano tayo nag-act towards them. How we behave towards them. So, isang smile lang yan, tama? O kaya, halika dito, you join us, especially kung bago sa grupo, kaya hierarchy of needs. Hierarchy of needs,
Yes, Ging, everything starts in the home.
Yes.
So how can parents raise the emotional intelligence of their children? I think we should start sa when do we start?
All right,
no? Mga bata sila? Mula sa
Oo. Well, alam mo, Ritz, meron niyang study. It's called the marshmallow test. I don't know if you've heard about it, no?
tell us
Okay,
about
ito
it.
siya. Okay, so itong marshmallow test, 4-year-old na mga bata, tiningnan sila. This happened decades and decades ago. And they were observed, no? Tiningnan sila, binigyan sila ng marshmallow. And then sinabihan sila, o sige, alam ko gusto niyo tong marshmallow, you love to eat marshmallow, but ganito, hintayin niyo ako, I'll be gone for a while, and if I come back, dagdagan ko yung marshmallow ninyo.
Okay.
Remember that
I
concept, ano?
encountered that in
And
psychology.
then,
Yes.
yes, and then, na-notice nila that those children who just gobbled up, kinain kaagad ang marshmallow, and yung iba tiningnan lang kasi inisip nila, madagdagan ito pagbalik ni teacher, yung ganyan, no? They track the developments of these children, and they found out that those who had self-control, all right, at an early age were far more successful. And hindi ito success in the sense of financial lang, no? It's the success of relational, having that relational peace
Yes,
with a family, because you know what, Rich, everything is about relationships talaga.
I agree.
Ayan, no? So, if you're going to ask me kailan tayo mag-start, people will say, Ging, katagal-tagal ko ng parents, ang mga anak ko malalaki na.
Oo
Anong
nga.
pwede nating gawin? Ano? So, Rich, ito lang, ang tip ko lang, witnessing. Ikaw, you start with yourself. Yeah? Start with yourself, no? Being more patient, being more understanding, being more empathetic. Lahat ito, nakikita naman natin yan sa mga stories in the parables, di ba? Okay, being more giving, being more forgiving. Ayan, no? So, I just want to tell you, Reeds, no, yung emotions can harm. Alam natin yan. It can hurt. Alam natin yan. But it can also heal. Alright? The healing part is very critical. Oo, ipasok natin yung spirituality of our life regardless of who your God is, no? Kasi lahat naman tayo may divine force na sinusundan. So the healing part, ito na yung being more giving and being more forgiving. Ang tanong, Ging, ako lang ba palagi mag-forgive? Ay, ayoko yata yan. Na, di ba?
Well,
Kaya nga,
yes. Yan ang
cardinal
tanong.
sin number 1 ang pride. Tama?
Oo, nasa cardinal
Oo.
virtues na tayo.
Oo, ayan na, di ba? Cardinal virtues. O, sige. So, alam mo yung pa-pride, di ba? Like, pride is the only bitter pill na kung inumin man natin, it will make us feel better. Oo, kasi nga ang pride nanggagaling yan from being competitive. And
Right.
ito yung conditioning natin na Ritz, na kailangan
Kailangan
magaling
manalo.
ka, kailangan manalo ka, kailangan mauna ka anak, kailangan ganyan. No? So hindi din mali 'yon, no? Hindi mali because our great grandmothers or grandfathers, no? Hindi naman din, wala pa yung EQ phenomenon at that time. Ang focus nila was really on kailangan magaling ka mag-isip, so that you'll be successful, kasi nga mahirap ang trabaho noon, tama? Oo, during the agricultural age, no? Tapos
Right.
napunta tayo sa
Oo.
information age, and now, uh, agricultural, industrial, and information. So ngayon, you can even work at home. Kita mo, work tayo. So going back to emotions, it's really at the heart of our being. We just don't have the we just don't have the brain. We just don't have the mind. We also have the heart, and we have the will. Ito yung freedom natin, the
Yes,
choices
beautiful.
that we make, no? And the relationships with people. Apat ito, sunod-sunod talaga. Kailangan talaga. Ito yung will mo, it is your freedom. How you choose to respond or to react. I-choose ko bang magalit or i-choose kong hindi? O sige, will I swallow my pride o hindi? And madalas, ang nangyayari, pag nagiging grateful tayo, na Ritz, if we are grateful for anything and everything na binibigay ng Diyos sa atin, we become more positive, tama, no? And gratefulness is really it's the anchor, no, of all relational peace. Grateful tayo na ganito lang. O, hindi tayo kailangan i-compare ang sarili natin sa iba. Kaya nga, binabanggit mo kanina yung envy, which is
Yes.
another emotion. Kasi nakukumpara natin. Uy, ang sarap naman ng pagkain nila. Ay, babiyahe sila ng biyahe. Ayan, di ba, no? So, isipin mo na, ay, let's be happy for them. Yan, no? Let's be happy for them. Lord, medyo naiinggit ako, pero tanggalin mo ito. Ayan, babalik ka talaga to
Pwede mo
your own.
talagang ipagdasal, no? I-confess at ipagdasal.
Oo, at i-offer lahat. Di ba, Ritz? So, ito siya, marami tayong pag-uusapan when it comes to emotions. Kaya lang, umpisahan talaga natin na may awareness na kaya ko palaging i-manage ang emotions ko. Oo, pag may intention ka. Kasi that's the one naman that separates us from the animals. Ang animals, instinctive. Di ba? Hindi nag-iisip. Pero tayo, binigyan tayo ni Lord ng will na mag-isip tayo, di ba? And to decide. So we decide it for His own glory. Tama? We
Amen.
decide it for the good of of the rest. Kasi kung iisipin mo lang ang sarili mo, di naging selfish ka, naging greedy ka, tama ba, no? So like for example, maraming nagtatanong sa akin, Ritz, actually recently, no? Because right after the election, so Ging, how do I manage my emotions and all, no? So ang sabi ko lang yun, no, if you have chosen right, if you feel na ang yung pag-vote ninyo is really for the good of all, then be at peace with that. Huwag na natin isipin pa, na? Kung ano man ang nangyayari sa iba. Ngayon, Ging, sa social media, nag-aaway-away na kami sa Viber group. Even
Hindi pa
sa
tapos ang away.
hindi pa tapos, so even yung Viber group, alam mo, ang tip ko lang diyan is unplug, digital detox. Oo, totoo, it's kasi if you absorb all the information around us, hindi yan matatapos.
Hindi matatapos. Okay, thank you so much, Ging. Any final words for our viewers?
Okay. So salamat, Ritz, no? I hope medyo nabigyan natin sila ng pagkakataon to understand that number one, you can actually manage your emotions. Tama? Number two, how do we manage our emotions? Always be mindful na magpo-pause lang tayo, mahinahon, because hindi pwede go, 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 go lang. Ano? So you have to pause and then think of the positive side of your life. Ang dami nating blessings, tama, no? And always remember that, with the eyes of faith, no, with prayer, all right, we will always see the blessing in anything and in everything. There is always a reason of why things are happening. No, yung iba hindi ko kaya, Ging, i-accept ang reason. Then you offer it up. You lift it all up kasi mabibigyan tayo ng graces. Hingi natin yung graces of the Holy Spirit, no? Nabibigyan tayo ng pagkakataon, Ritz, to really think what's right. Because when we are able to think what's right and we celebrate what's right, no, in our daily life, we will have the energy to fix what's wrong. Tama? We will have, and when we have the energy to fix what's wrong, you become more peaceful. And if you are peaceful, guess what? The people around you will witness that. So, nabibigyan natin ng pagkakataon na witnessing, so to speak, no? So, ayan, pause, be positive, have a life of prayer, and always celebrate what's right. Encourage yourself every day. Pero alam mo, Rita, madaling sabihin, tama, no? Mahirap gawin, but there will be good days, there will be bad days, but ang pinaka-importante, that you start each day. Kahit whatever it is, kahit maliit lang na bagay, start being patient, being more patient, being more giving, being more forgiving, and maniwala kayo, life can really be much, much beautiful. Right, Riz?
Thank you so much, Ging. Tandaan po natin maging mahinahon. Thank you so much for watching, my dear viewers. This is Rita Dairit reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang life.